All right, guys, I think we need to get back to this because I know we haven't done this in a long time. I mean, listen, it's been rough for these past couple weeks of the Judgment Day because ever since Liv Morgan got injured, we really haven't been going nowhere with this story. So, listen. I know everybody's hoping and praying that Dominic Mysterio will get with Roxanne and we can end this love affair that we have with Liv and Dom and we can finally move on and see solo careers with both of them. But however, it just has the signs of these two splitting just haven't came into light. Now there's 50-50 comment box saying that, okay, there's another half that's saying they'll break up and another half that's saying they're not. And one thing that pisses me off about the comment box is that people keep saying that Liv and Dom are going to have a babyface turn. Well, here's the problem. I've been saying over and over and over and over again that Dominic Mysterio cannot be a babyface. And the main reason why is because he hasn't made up with his father and he hasn't made up with Rhea. And because of that is the reason why he can never be babyface, because he got too much heat. People still booing him. They're not giving him a chance to speak. And that's just for a fact. So all this babyface crap with Dominic Mysterio, not going to happen. But the babyface turn for Liv, that could happen. But in my side of it, I think Liv Morgan should turn face by taking accountability for what she did from 2024 to now. You know what I'm saying? But because of this injury is the reason why we're never going to determine if Liv Morgan's going to come back and actually have a change of heart and have a change of character. You know? Because when Jade was gone, she had a change of heart and had a change of character, and she went after Naomi, right? Liv Morgan comes back, and, she's coming back, and what we expect, right? We want her to come back and actually come back for gold and not the boy, right? So, I mean, like I said, I have a few visions of what could happen if she comes back, but the problem is things are not going good with the Judgment Day, and you want to know why? Not because they got the gold. That's they all they got that, but one thing they don't got is this: they don't got a story. They don't have a story. That's what I meant to say. They don't have a story. They don't have a story to tell, because the story is the story was supposed to leave before she got injured is that Roxanne was supposed to take her place, right? Dominic Mysterio started to catch feelings for Roxanne, and Roxanne starts to see some things about Dom that can probably be an opportunity for her to get some gold, and they start to work with each other, right? And Dom don't catch feelings right away. He starts to see her as a business opportunity, as a tax write-off. That was what I want. That's my vision, right? But what's supposed to happen was this, is that Liv and Dom get to a point where they're too committed with each other to where they have this commitment to where they're never going to split, right? But Finn tries to find ways to get them to split. So what it should have happened was that Finn and Dom have their opportunity on SummerSlam, right? We have a one-on-one match, right, for the Intercontinental title. And what happens is Liv Morgan cost Dominic Mysterio the title. Why she did that? Because the reality of it is she never liked him. She only used him for gold. And that was what it's supposed to be, right? So Roxanne coming in the picture was just because we couldn't get that. So before Roxanne, we were supposed to get Finn and Liv working together to kick Dominic Mysterio out of the group. That's what should have happened. But because of the massive support that these bots be giving these two, is the reason why we couldn't get there. Once Finn Balor lost the opportunity to win the belt, his opportunity should have been, I'm going to crash out on Dom. But he didn't do that. He went to go get Roxanne to try to replace Liv to where Liv can crash out. But that's why I wanted Finn and Liv Morgan to beef, so that way we could get these two kicked out of the group and then have Dom take over and then he could be the leader of the group. That's why I didn't want Carlito to leave, because if Carlito stayed, we would have had Dom, Carlito, Roxanne, and Raquel as a fraction. But because of Carlito's release, it just messed up everything. So now Raquel got nobody to talk to, and the only person she could talk to now is Roxanne. But right now, she's not really speaking to Roxanne like that, but she's trying. And it's mainly because she's trying to protect herself from switching up, because she wants to stay loyal to Liv Morgan because that's her quote-unquote sister. But, and again, I repeated myself over and over again about Raquel's situation with Liv Morgan. I understand you guys are cool in real life, but remember, this is business. And in these stories, and in business of WWE, you have to play a storyline. And in this storyline where you have to betray your quote-unquote sister for an opportunity for you to become a women's world champion or women's intercontinental champion or a United States champion or WWE women's champion, you have to sacrifice your partner. That's just where we at. So, and unfortunately, Raquel is not at that place right now, because her place is to stay as a tag team partner until Liv Morgan comes back. Now, is there still an opportunity for Raquel and Roxanne to stay as a team? I'm sure it is. But is there an opportunity for Liv Morgan to get back with Rhea? I don't know. In order for that to happen, Dominic Mysterio will have to betray her along with Raquel, along with the whole group. And if that happens, fine. But you know what's not fine? That there might be a possibility where Rhea might team up with Io Sky and they might become tag team champions. But that's down the road, you dig? So I don't know how Rhea and Liv are going to actually team up at that point. But that's why, if you're trying to keep Liv and Dom together, I would like it if you would do something where, all right, she comes back, she's not pissed off, she see Roxanne's not feeling him like that. So what does Finn Balor do? Well, this is what we could do. If Finn Balor can't get Dominic Mysterio to break and he can't get Liv Morgan to break, what does he have to do in order for this to slide? Maybe what he could do is that, because you know how there was rumors saying that Liv Morgan wants to marry Dominic Mysterio at Madison Square Garden. Well, what if they just do that? You know what I'm saying? Do that and then have Finn Balor crash the party. And while he crashed the party, he pull up old footages of him and Liv Morgan talking. Because remember that key situation? They have an old footage of them at the hotel. Finn Balor goes in and he put out the old footage of him and Liv Morgan. Now, I don't know what they're doing, but it has to be something dramatic. It can't just be like, oh, you're going in the room with her and then both of y'all coming out. Now, some people will say, no, that's not a good way to say it, because anything could happen in that room. They could have just been talking or whatever. But I would have really loved it if they would do a plot twist where Dominic Mysterio says, I do, and Liv Morgan says, I do not. And then at that point, Liv Morgan attacks Dominic Mysterio. And why she attacked Dominic Mysterio? Because it could be two reasons. It could be two. The first reason could be because she made a choice. It was either Gold or the boy. She come back, she realized that the boy is desperate for her, and it turns her off. So now she wants, has nothing to do with Dominic Mysterio, because she realized that Dominic Mysterio is clingy. So now, she has to break away from him because bro don't want to, he doesn't believe in himself. So he focused on her. Next thing you know, she does him a favor by breaking the chain, so that way he can get to where he need to go. Right. So she attacked him. That could be it. Or the other reason could be because bro got caught talking to Roxanne, and he wants to work with her because he wants, to see if he can use her as a business opportunity for him to win gold. Liv Morgan catches that. She feels betrayed. Next thing you know, they have their wedding date, and then, she attacks him right there. And then at that point, she'll go back to being heel. Because I told y'all that's what she wanted to be anyway. She wanted to be a heel character. And then at that point, Dominic Mysterio is face. And then, what happens with Finn Balor? Well, Finn Balor and Liv Morgan starts to make peace. And they start to work together to take down Dominic Mysterio and Roxanne. Or he could get back with Rhea and, Roxanne could move on because obviously she's not doing nothing in the Judgment Day. So if that happens, then most likely, we'll go get a reunion with Dom and Rhea. And then we'll see how it goes from there. But then again, that should have been the first plan, right? Liv Morgan betrays Dominic Mysterio for Finn Balor, and then, we bring back Dom and Rhea, and then now we got ourselves a babyface turn right there. And then hopefully Dominic Mysterio will make up with his spotter, and then at that point, we'll have a fraction. And I might do another poll where I have Rhea and Dom and Rey Mysterio teaming up to go against Finn, JD, and Liv Morgan. Now, we'll see if you guys will vote then. Because I know last time y'all voted for Finn, JD, and Liv and Rhea. Now, let's see if you guys will vote for Rhea and Dom and Damian and Rey Mysterio. Let's see if you guys can do that. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we can go from there. So, again, we'll figure that out. But it could be. Well, we could do Damian and Rhea and Dom versus Liv and JD and Finn. But y'all can discuss that down below. But however, yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of things that was supposed to happen in this storyline, but it didn't go nowhere. I mean, it still won't go nowhere. I mean, we're still trying to figure out where is this going. I mean, right now, Dominic Mysterio and Roxanne Perez are not speaking to each other. They're just there. So it's like, what are we supposed to do? If we want Dominic Mysterio and Roxanne to get together, we have to get these two to interact. Like I said, they don't got to be a couple. They could just be business partners. Like I said, I don't want you guys to get down in the comment box and say, they're never going to be a couple. They don't like each other like that. It's not about that. It's about business. Okay? Dominic Mysterio can be World Heavyweight Champion just like his father. Don't y'all want to see him as World Heavyweight Champion? But I think some of y'all want him to be World Heavyweight Champion while he's still with Liv Morgan. No. Okay? Because then Liv Morgan can't get no title opportunity. How is Liv Morgan supposed to get a title opportunity if she's wrapped around Dom? Okay? The focus should be gold. If you want to be Women's World Champion, you got to give up the tag team belts, and you got to give up Dominic Mysterio, and you got to go after the belt. Now, some people would say she could still be champion while he's with him. No, she can't. Because Dominic Mysterio at that point is a jobber. You want to know why? Because he can't go after anything without Liv Morgan around. Okay? And the thing is, if you claiming that Dominic Mysterio is a man, then let the man go after the gold while you go after yours. You get what I'm saying? Because if it ends up to be Liv and Dom, then at that point, what are they going to do besides be a tease? Okay? They got to do something besides just walk around like escorts. It makes no sense. All right? Dominic Mysterio needs an opportunity for gold, and Liv Morgan needs to go after the gold as well. They shouldn't have to go after each other. They should just go after gold because that's what they're supposed to do. But because of this stupid storyline, they're not going nowhere. And the sad part is, we don't see it going anywhere. Okay, we can't get Hunter to switch up. You know what I'm saying? Because as you can see, the possibility of them breaking up is not showing. They're selling merch. They're you know what I'm saying? They're selling merch. And some people still wearing their old shirts, which that don't make no sense. How are you gonna say that the new shirts are the most popular shirts, but nobody's wearing them? That's the problem. Why are you buying a shirt that you can't wear? Like they're wearing the old shirt more than they're wearing the new shirt. So why are you doing that? That's what I mean. Like it ain't popular. And you want to know why it's not popular? Because nobody's wearing it. How can you buy something that you're not wearing? That's a waste of money. You know what I'm saying? They just buy at this point. Y'all just blowing your money just to get a shout out. Well, guess what? Liv Morgan hasn't shout out any of you wearing the shirt. So I've been checking out Liv Morgan for the past couple weeks, and most of her stories are just reposts of nonsense and reposts of her and Dom. That's it. She ain't posted nobody wearing a new shirt. Who's wearing a new shirt? Nobody. So how can you say it's the most popular when nobody's wearing the shirt? That's what I'm saying. I can literally show you like the new that like I can show you her stories. And I can show you there's literally nothing there. There's no picture of anybody wearing a new shirt. None. So why are you lying to people? Nobody's buying the shirt, and if they are buying it, they're not wearing it. It's a waste of money. So we could cut that out. And at the end of the day, the viewership. They only have one video that's viral, and that's the Hot Ones, right? Every other video has flopped. The sneaker shopping, flop. Billboard, flop. And you want Sabrina Carpenter to shout them out? Fuck that. All right? You're not going to get Sabrina Carpenter to shout you two out. You want to know? But however, Sabrina can shout out Liv Morgan, but only if she get back into Hollywood. Get back into Hollywood and maybe you'll get a shout out. Hopefully, if you get back in the runway and you get in the movie and you might do a premiere, maybe Sabrina can shout you out then. But until then, what are you going to do? You're gonna rehabilitate. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna focus on your shoulder so that when you come back, you'll be stronger. That's what we want to see. Because Liv Morgan right now is just playing mind games to make people believe that she's going to get back with Dom. But who knows what happens in 6 months. Now, some people say she might return to SummerSlam, but there's nothing to say. Okay? If the doctor says 6 months, then 6 months is going to be. You can't expect somebody to come back that quickly. But because Raquel says she's rehabilitating like 3-4 times a day, you're just thinking that she's going to come back that quick. No, we don't know that. And you want to know why we don't know that? Because she's not keeping us updating on the fact that she's rehabilitating. So it's like every time I go on her Instagram, it's the same old things. Repost some comedy shit. Repost Liv and Dom. That's it. She ain't doing anything but that. You know what I mean? What does Liv Morgan have done for the past couple weeks she's been gone? Nothing. But just posting shit that don't need to be posted. Yeah, I mean, sure, she's posting videos of her taking care of her animals, but what about, but can you please, like, keep us updated on what's going on with your shoulder? Can you just tell us what's going on? Why is Raquel going online telling everybody what's up? No, don't have that. Tell us. Tell us what's going on. You got fans. Tell your fans. Why are your fans making up shit for you? Say something. I hate that Liv Morgan won't say nothing. Is there anything you could say besides going online, reposting shit? Can you say anything, Liv Morgan? No, you can't say anything because your check is telling you not to. What the fuck? Liv Morgan's, at this point, Liv Morgan's a paid puppet at this point because she ain't doing nothing but just reposting shit. You know, the only time she tweeted is when she told Roxanne good luck. And guess what? They retained. Because deep inside, she wanted them to lose the belts. But guess what? They didn't lose the belts. They retained. Now what? So it's just like, some people say that Liv Morgan's wishing their downfall, but you know Liv Morgan's a manipulator. I keep telling that to everybody. People just think that Liv Morgan is a truther. No, she's not. She's a liar, a hypocrite, a manipulator. Everybody say LHM. Yeah. Yeah. So let's just keep a spade a spade. All right. Now, look at this photo. Don't this look good? Like, I love this photo. I really do. I'm glad that somebody took a picture of this because this is a really good photo of Roxanne and Raquel and Dominic Mysterio. Now, this could be a fraction. If we could just bring back Carlito and add another member if you want to. But let's say if they don't bring back Carlito. What if we could just get 2 Latinos in this group? I think Dominic Mysterio running this group and still be called a Judgment Day will be perfect. Honestly, I would really love this for Dominic Mysterio, because if he take a lead for these two and then add two Latinos, oh man, oh we. Now I would love for him to have a babyface turn while he do this, but however, he could be heel for a minute and just do backstage segments so he could talk. And then, what he could do is he could just stay heel until he make up with a spotter. And then once he make up with a spotter, maybe the clique can follow his footsteps while he make up with a spotter. And then at that point, he'll have a babyface turn right there. So I think that would be very great for Dominic Mysterio. Now, that would be great. Once he break away from Liv Morgan, it would be great. But that's why if they're going to do this, I would like for the Judgment Day to turn on Liv Morgan and kick her out of the group while Dom try to figure out what he wants to do. And I think what he should do, and I've been saying this over and over again, think about business and not the woman. If he could just focus on business and not the person, I promise you he will get ahead. I promise you. And then he'll get an opportunity for the World Heavyweight title. And I think that would be great, especially if he wins Money in the Bank. That would be awesome for Dom. Imagine next year he becomes Money in the Bank and cash in on the World Heavyweight Champion if he stay on Raw. That would be great for him, because at that point he will get a moment that the other two haven't got. Eddie and Ray, right? It'll be great for him. He'll be the I don't know if he'll be the first Latino to win the Money in the Bank, because I think Albert. I think Albert. Our brother Del Rio. I think he won it, but I don't remember. Y'all gotta comment down below and let me know. But hey, if Dominic Mysterio win that briefcase and he cash in, it's over. But he has to do it while he still have his crew. You know what I'm saying? And it's no disrespect to the people. I think Dominic Mysterio winning it will help him, but only if he break away from the old and get with the new, right? If he break away from the old and get with the new, it will help him out and it will help his career. But you guys keep pushing something that don't need to be pushed. All right? Let's just focus on Finn. Let's focus on Liv. Let's focus on Dom. Let's focus on the fact that these three are... Let's focus on the fact that Finn and Liv are beefing and Dominic Mysterio is in the middle. Let's focus on that. Because Finn Balor is not even thinking about... Think about it. Because Finn Balor's not even thinking about beefing with Dom because he got gold. Now imagine if he didn't have the gold. Then he wouldn't be thinking that way, right? But... it's not fair for Dom, but it's not fair for Finn Balor to take L's, but Liv and Dom get dubs. That's just that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? It's really not fair. When Liv Morgan's been taking L's since she's been coming back. She lost to Kairi Sane twice, and, she hasn't really done much. You know what I'm saying? Hasn't. So what we doing? And plus, for anybody that think that, they would have won it. No, stop. Okay? Liv Morgan and Raquel, they would have lost the belts if they faced the Bellas at Evolution. Let's keep it real, right? So it would have happened regardless. And the only reason why Raquel and Roxanne retained is because of the storyline, which is good. But what's not good is the fact they might lose it to Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair at SummerSlam. And if they lose it, who knows, Dom might lose his belt too. And if those three lose the belts, how are they supposed to get it back? You know what I'm saying? Because Liv Morgan cannot be the reason why they got it back. I'm sorry. They cannot be the reason. The reason should be, okay, we're gonna come up with a strategy and we're gonna get it back our way. Right? So if they do lose the belts, I would like it if everyone will work together to say, okay, we're going to get these belts back, right? Because for us to just say Liv Morgan's going to help us get the belts back is bullshit. Because when Liv Morgan was in the group, what was she doing to try to get belts in the group? besides helping her and Raquel. If anything, she was helping Dom more than she was helping Raquel. You know, I don't remember Liv Morgan helping Dom retain the title, the Intercontinental title. I don't remember Liv Morgan, I don't recall Liv Morgan helping Raquel with anything. When did Raquel ever won anything when she was with Liv Morgan? The tag team belts? Okay. What about the singles titles? Huh? Did she help Raquel win the Intercontinental title? Did she help Raquel win the qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber? Did she help Raquel win the Queen of the Ring tournament? Did she? Where was she when she got attacked by Rhea, huh? That's what I'm saying. Where was her when she was in the tournament for the Intercontinental title in the triple threat match with Kaden Carter and Zoe Stark? That's what I'm saying. Where is Liv Morgan in? 2 matches you missed. 3 matches she lost. 3 important matches. And you wasn't there for her like that. And if Raquel will go back and just look at the this is why I hate that people are not looking at are not taking Raquel serious, because if we would just set up a video footage of Liv Morgan doing this and doing that, then it will help her case. But even if it did, unfortunately, we live in an era where people only care about who they like instead of what's right? And that's just the era we live in. So I don't know how this is going to go. Right now, the story's not leading nowhere. But I would just say this right now. If the storyline is not going to move the way it's supposed to, then just disband the group already. You know what I'm saying? Like release JD, right? Release JD, have Finn go by himself, have Dominic Mysterio kick him out of the group, and then he could take over with Roxanne and Raquel. You know what I'm saying? And because Roxanne might not want to leave the group. She made it very clear she don't want to leave the group. So what does Dominic Mysterio have to do in order for Liv Morgan? Because here's the thing. Roxanne's going to be like, no, I don't want to leave the group. Come on. You know what I'm saying? So Raquel tries to talk to Dom and say, hey, listen, let's make this work. You know what I'm saying? And they make it work. And while they make it work, they start to realize that Roxanne is not the problem. She's the problem solver, right? So if all 3 of these people work together, right? Roxanne, Raquel, and Dominic Mysterio, like they did when they faced the Buki Warriors on Monday Night Raw, and that's why I like this photo. Because if they could just work together, I do believe that there's a possibility that Dom might be comfortable with Roxanne and Raquel will be comfortable with Roxanne, right? Both of them. Both of them will be comfortable with her to the point where maybe they can add some more members to where they can have their own fraction, right? They can kick out JD and Finn. Did I say his name right? Yeah, Finn. They can kick out Finn and JD. But I think they should release JD. Once Finn and JD lose the tag team belts, I think at that point, that's when you got to release JD. I'm sorry. JD, I'm sorry, man, but you got to go. I'm sorry to say you got to go. Okay? They are. If Carlito didn't get released, then it would have been no problem. But because Carlito is gone, you got to go too, because we got to make this story about Finn and JD and Dom. Finn and Liv and Dom. Yeah, we got to make this story about those 3. So the reason why I want Roxanne to stay in it, because of this fraction that I have an idea for Dom and Raquel and her. So, but would this mean that Dominic Mysterio will get betrayed? It's a possibility, right? Because maybe Roxanne don't want to, do anything with Dom right now, right? But there's a possibility that Dominic Mysterio and Roxanne might get close. But there has to be a possibility. So that's why I say maybe we could do something where Dom is actually talking to Roxanne and actually trying to do some things, right? And Liv Morgan caught that. right? And in the middle of the aisle, Dominic Mysterio, he's about to say I do. He said it, right? He said it, right? He say I do. And Liv Morgan say I do not, right? I'm not saying they're going to do this, but this is a possibility of a turn, right? Dominic Mysterio finally gets to marry somebody that, even though this is acting, Dominic Mysterio finally gets to marry the woman of his life. And then next thing you know, the woman turns on him. Why she do it? Because you come to find out that Dominic Mysterio was cheating on her. And that's the reason why she did it. Now, is some people going to say she's at the right? Yeah. But at the end of the day, from 2024 to now, she's still at the wrong. And the reason why is because she has done nothing but hold this man back and afraid that he was going to cheat on her. And unfortunately, he did that. And now we finally get to see a breakup. Now Liv Morgan gets with Finn and those two make amends. And now we get Dom and Roxanne versus Finn and Liv Morgan. I mean, yeah, we get that. Well, now we get that. And the reason why is because you got two people that have an aura, that have a fan base, and Dominic Mysterio has an aura too, but this time it's being built on his own. It's not building because of Rhea versus because of Liv. It's building on his own, and that's what we need to show, and that's what we need to see. So hopefully they can still do that, but I would say this, like I said, if we can't get Dominic Mysterio and Roxanne to talk to each other, right? If we can't get that, and this storyline's not going anywhere while Liv Morgan is gone, like I said, we can't get this storyline to move because y'all are begging Liv Morgan to come back at a time like this, then I won't be surprised when Liv Morgan comes back. She's still wearing the Liv and Dom gear. She's still talking about Dom. She still got his name on her neck, right? Cause the collar, the dog collar. And like I said, I don't see the storyline going anywhere, and I won't be surprised if Liv Morgan comes back and get back with Dom if we can't get those two to interact. I'm sorry to say it. So as much as you guys want Dominic Mysterio to separate from Liv, I don't think it's going to happen if we can't get the storyline to move on. Like, if we can't get the storyline to move forward, then I can't see Dominic Mysterio betraying her for Roxanne. I'm sorry. Roxanne's too busy posting Drake, but won't start posting her and Dom because, Liv Morgan is still on his mind and Roxanne's not thinking about him. She's thinking about how to stay in the group. Well, but here's the thing. If Finn Balor gets kicked out of the group, what happens to Roxanne? Oh, easy. I've already explained it. She begs to stay in the group. Dom and Raquel thinks about it, and they keep her until Liv Morgan comes back. And then when that happens, what happens? Dominic Mysterio starts to catch feelings for Roxanne. Liv Morgan catch that. Next thing you know, a betrayal happens. And then there you go. So, but what happens to Raquel? Shoot, I don't even know. I'm hoping that they'll bring back Carlito so that way we can get a storyline with them. But if they don't do that, I don't know what Raquel gonna do. Hopefully she can go after a world title or some shit. But I think most likely that she's gonna probably stay around. And that's just where we at. But I don't know what's next, man. Because right now the storyline's not going anywhere and I don't got much to say on it. Because I repeated myself over and over. But I will let y'all know up front that, anything that goes down at SummerSlam, possibility of her coming back. I don't know. New Jersey got this flood going on. But if she does come back, I will hope that she would come back and give us an update on her injury. But if she just come back just to play games, just because she just want to get some, cool points, she want to get some credit, then, I say let her do what she do. But just remember, she's not doing this for Dom. She's doing this just to make Finn Balor mad. and that's all she want to do. So yeah. So like I said, if we can't get the storyline to move on, then I don't see it going anywhere at this point. So we'll see what happens, but right now it's not going anywhere. But y'all get in the comment box and let me know what you guys think. Do y'all see the storyline going anywhere, or do you see it like just staying still until Liv Morgan comes back? Y'all comment down below. Let me know. Get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. And I'm gonna probably try to end this video by doing this, even though I've been doing it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it again. Roxanne and Tommy.